The sea is home to some silent predators capable of leveling not just cities, but even countries in a matter of minutes. These nuclear submarines remain terrifying both in times of war and in times of peace, and the race for improving these deadly weapons for domination is a tight one. The United States has pulled ahead of the curve with its new submarine, as it tries to continue to protect its interests. What is the submarine capable of, and how would it help defend the United States against threats? Join us as we explore how the United States tests secret submarines to counter global threats. In March 2016, the United States Navy chose General Dynamics Electric Boat as the prime contractor to help build a nuclear submarine unlike anything ever witnessed, the Columbia-class submarines. This is not the first time the United States Navy would be partnering with Electric Boat, as Electric Boat helped build all 18 Ohio-class submarines, which are about to be replaced by the Columbia-class submarines. The Columbia-class program has only one goal: to design and build a class of 12 new ballistic missile submarines to replace the Navy's current force of 14 aging Ohio-class submarines. The United States Navy has placed the Columbia-class program as its top priority program and procured the first Columbia-class boat in 2021. As the Navy's top priority, the Columbia-class program will remain funded, and this might even come at the expense of funding other Navy programs. The Columbia-class submarine will be larger than the Ohio-class design in terms of submerged displacement, and therefore will be the largest submarine ever built by the United States. The Navy has also planned the Columbia-class to be fitted with the most up-to-date capabilities and stealth to ensure they are survivable throughout their full 40-year lifespan. The design and technology development of the Columbia-class was estimated to cost $4.2 billion, with technology and components from the Ohio and Virginia classes included where possible to save money. Building such a super submarine is bound to cost a lot of money. The cost to build the District of Columbia, the lead boat of the class, will be an estimated $6.2 billion. However, the Navy will try to cut costs where it can, as it has a goal of reducing the average cost of the remaining 11 planned hulls in the class to $4.9 billion each. The total life cycle cost of the entire class is estimated at $347 billion. The high cost of the submarines is expected to cut deeply into Navy shipbuilding. In April 2014, the Navy completed a 300-page specification report for the Ohio Replacement Program submarines. The Columbia-class program was known as the Ohio Replacement Program, ORP, or SSBN program, until 2016. Boats in the class were referred to as Ohio Replacement Boats, or SSBNs. Till now, some budget documents continue to use these terms. In a bid to reduce life cycle cost and acoustic signature, the Navy is set to make Columbia run on electric drive. That is, it will make use of an electric motor to turn its propellers instead of using the reduction gearing and mechanical drive systems used on earlier nuclear-powered submarines. The Columbia submarine will also retain the nuclear reactor and steam turbines typical of United States Navy submarines. In such systems, the nuclear reactor in the submarine heats water to steam, the turbines convert the heat and the steam into mechanical energy, and the generators convert that mechanical energy into electrical energy for use by the propulsion motors and other onboard systems. House of Representatives member Eleanor Holmes Norton declared the keel laid for the future USS District of Columbia. The ceremony marked the ceremonial construction start of the Columbia class that's expected to be commissioned in 2027. On October 28, 2020, it was announced by the Secretary of the Navy that the second Columbia-class submarine will be named the USS Wisconsin. The Ohio-class submarine ruled the seas and still does, at least until the Columbia-class submarine is launched. Thus, it was no surprise when the nuclear-powered submarine, which is equipped for precision missile strikes over considerable distances, joined a fleet of Navy ships in the waters of the Middle East to monitor and discourage the involvement of other nations in the conflict between Israel and Hamas. The colossal naval vessel provided the Navy not only with unprecedented strike and special operation mission capabilities from a stealthy, clandestine platform, but the role that they play in the nation's defenses cannot be understated. The submarine currently stands as a pinnacle of naval engineering, and it serves as a silent defender, swimming beneath the ocean's surface. Commissioned by the United States Navy, these formidable vessels are an important part of the nation's strategic defense. The silent sea predators were first developed during the Cold War as a response to the evolving challenges of the political world. The first of class USS Ohio set sail in 1981, and it marked the beginning of a new era in submarine technology. Originally designed as ballistic missile submarines, SSBNs, armed with Trident missiles, some of these submarines were later converted into guided missile submarines, showcasing their ability to adapt to the needs of the situation. One of the remarkable features of the Ohio-class submarine is its ability to operate stealthily. With its advanced sonar baffles, quiet propulsion systems, and a streamlined hull, it all contributes to its effectiveness in remaining undetected beneath the waves. This stealth is essential for both strategic deterrence and covert operations. The naval vessel submarines boast impressive dimensions, with a length exceeding 560 feet and a submerged displacement of around 18,750 tons. These submarines are the largest submarines ever built for the United States Navy, making them the world's third largest submarines. They are also powered by a nuclear reactor. These submarines can operate submerged underwater for extended periods, offering unparalleled endurance and range. In their SSBN configuration, Ohio-class submarines carry Trident ballistic missiles, a crucial component of the United States nuclear triad. They can deploy a diverse array of guided missiles and special operations forces. They are also designed for extended strategic deterrent patrols and are equipped with two complete crews, the Blue Crew and the Gold Crew, each typically serving 70 to 90-day deterrent patrols. The submarines also have 3 large logistics hatches that help to facilitate fast resupply and repair access, reducing the time required for replenishment and maintenance. These colossal submarines can carry up to 24 submarine-launched ballistic missiles with multiple independently targeted warheads, and their strategic weapon is the Trident 2D5 missile. Their powerful arsenal means that these submarines remain a testament to the United States' commitment to maintaining a robust, strong, and flexible naval presence. Their ability to navigate the world's oceans covertly allows them to contribute to global stability and respond rapidly to emerging threats. Despite the efficiency of the powerful Ohio-class submarines, the United States cannot wait to officially start using the Columbia-class submarines. But they have hit quite the snag in the launching of the submarine. Whilst the anticipation builds for a new age of nuclear-powered sea monsters, the United States Navy have suffered a huge blow, as there have been delays in the release of this new naval vessel. These delays are a result of contractor setbacks, including late delivery of the bow section by Huntington Ingalls Industries, HII, and turbine generators from Northrop Grumman. These delays may force the Navy to extend the service life of 5 Ohio-class submarines to maintain nuclear deterrence. With a life cycle cost of $358 billion, the Columbia-class program finds itself under intense scrutiny by lawmakers, as timely delivery and operational success are critical. The United States Navy's future Columbia-class nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarines, which are set to replace the aging Ohio-class boats, will eventually become a major component of the nation's nuclear triad. Each of the planned dozen boats will be equipped with 16 submarine-launched ballistic missile tubes, as opposed to 24 submarine-launched ballistic missile tubes on the Ohio-class SSBNs. That was meant to reduce construction, operations, and maintenance costs. In addition, the new ballistic missile submarines will utilize the Joint American-British-developed Common Missile Compartment, CMC, which will also be installed on the Royal Navy's new Dreadnought-class submarines. It was designed to launch the Trident 2D5 Intercontinental Ballistic Missile, ICBM. The joint effort has been reported to save each nation hundreds of millions of dollars. On paper, the Columbia class is just what the United States Navy needs to accomplish its nuclear deterrence mission. Back in reality, the situation is quite dire. At issue is the fact that there is now a delay of as much as 16 months in delivering the lead boat, the future USS District of Columbia. It was previously reported that the submarine could be delivered in fiscal year 2028, instead of the previously planned delivery. According to Bloomberg a few months ago, the future SSBN 826 delay could be as much as 16 months, and it stems from contractor delays in delivering the vessel's bow section and power generators, according to an internal assessment by the service. These delays have finally reached the ears of lawmakers. The delays impacting the Columbia class have been seen as very serious, as it could force the United States Navy to keep the Ohio class in service longer than expected. The original plan called for the first of the SSBNs to be retired beginning in 2027, with an additional boat leaving the service every year until 2040. Navy officials have said it could be possible to extend the service life of at least 5 of its Ohio-class subs by 2 to 3 years each, so that the force would remain at 12 vessels or more for all but 3 years between 2024 and 2053. General Dynamics Corporations and Huntington Ingalls Industries, HII, were charged with designing and constructing the 12-boat class, a roughly $130 billion program, with each sub assembled from 6 large hull segments. During construction, the super modules are each outfitted with systems and connections before final assembly by General Dynamics. Ideally, this was meant to speed the production. However, Huntington Ingalls Industries, HII, was to ship the bow in May 2025 from its Newport News, Virginia yard to the General Dynamics facility in Groton, Connecticut. It is now estimated for June 2026, 13 months late, according to internal service figures. The reason for the delays hasn't been made public. They revealed in a release statement that it experienced first-in-class challenges on a complex welding sequence, which required revising the plan for the largest submarines ever built in the United States. Huntington Ingalls Industries, HII, further stated that the revised plan was successfully executed and is now incorporated on follow-on ships. Whilst the United States boasts one of the strongest, if not the strongest, navy, it is not the only country with a strong navy. The United Kingdom also boasts a large and strong navy, one of the strongest navies in the world, with their submarine, the Vanguard. The Vanguard was designed and introduced in the early 1980s by the Ministry of Defense, acting in one of its last Royal Navy Warship Design Authority roles. They were designed from the outset as nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarines, able to accommodate the UGM-133 Trident II missiles. As such, the missile compartment is based on the same system used on the American Ohio class, which is also equipped with the UGM-133 Trident II. This requirement led to the Vanguard class design being significantly larger than the previous Polaris-equipped Resolution class. And at nearly 16,000 tons, they are the largest submarines ever built for the Royal Navy. Due to the large size of the Vanguard class, the Devonshire Dock Hall in Barrow-in-Furness was built between 1982 and 1986, specifically for the construction of the boats. In 1985, both HMNB Clyde and the Royal Naval Armaments Depot Coalport at Fastlane underwent extensive redevelopment in preparation for the Vanguard-class submarines and Trident II missiles. Rosyth Dockyard was not left behind, as it also underwent significant redevelopment. The work included enhanced handling, storage, armament processing, berthing, docking, engineering, training, and refitting facilities at an estimated cost of $550 million. Prime Minister Thatcher laid the keel of the first boat, HMS Vanguard, on the 3rd of September, 1986, at the Devonshire Dock Hall. Vanguard was launched in 1992 and commissioned in 1993. The year 1992 saw a fierce debate arise over whether the fourth vessel, Vengeance, should be canceled. However, the Ministry of Defense ultimately ordered it in July 1992, and it was commissioned in 1999. And now the UK aims to upgrade their nuclear submarine system. As UK Defence Prime Babcock announces a contract for a deep maintenance and life extension, LifeX process for the nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarine SSBN, HMS Victorious, parallel programs are also running that will introduce an entirely new nuclear weapons capability to the Royal Navy. Revealing the estimated £560 million, the LifeX program with the UK Submarine Delivery Agency, SDA, on the 1st of March, the upgrade to HMS Victorious, one of 4 Vanguard-class SSBNs in service with the Royal Navy, will see the vessel continue well into the 2030s. The cost of HMS Victorious's maintenance is significantly more than the work carried out on HMS Vengeance, which underwent a refit from March 2012 to February 2016 at a cost of £322 and included a refuel of the boat's reactor and an update to its electronics and machinery. HMS Victorious is the second Vanguard-class submarine to undergo a LifeX package at Babcock's Devonport facility, which itself is undergoing an extensive modernization program that includes improvements to submarine sustainment facilities, including the ability to defuel decommissioned nuclear-powered submarines. Likely home for at least the next 4 years, 5 basin at Babcock's Devonport Royal Dockyard houses HMS Victorious, which will require 7.2 million personnel hours of work to be carried out in order to provide a third and final commission for the vessel before it leaves service. HMS Victorious will see upgrades to 90% of its systems, including the combat management system, as part of its complex LifeX program. Once the LifeX of HMS Victorious is completed, Boat 3 HMS Vigilant will take its place for its own refit. Meanwhile, in October 2023, the UK Royal Navy announced that construction of the largest segment of the future HMS Dreadnought, the lead boat of a new class of ballistic missile submarines, had been completed at the BAE Systems Submarine Yard in Barrow-in-Furness, Cumbria. The new class will replace the current Vanguard SSBNs in Royal Navy service. BAE Systems was originally contracted in 2012 to begin its initial design of the 4 future SSBNs, Dreadnought, Warspite, Valiant, and King George VI, and another detailed design task in 2015. Upon completion, the Dreadnought class will become the Royal Navy's largest submarine, with a length of 153.6 meters and a displacement of 17,200 tons. To date, 4 successors will be built, of which Dreadnought leads the way, ahead of HMS Warspite and Valiant, also under construction, with work yet to start on boat number 4, HMS King George VI. The 4 boats will replace the incumbent Vanguard class and are thought to feature new technologies derived from the new Astute-class nuclear-powered attack submarines, including a new pressurized water reactor design. Speaking in January 2024, UK Defence Procurement Minister James Cartledge stated that the Dreadnought program remained on track to replace the Vanguard class, at a cost within the original £31 billion, plus a £10 billion contingency budget made in the Strategic Defence and Security Review 2015. While the LifeX processes of the Vanguard class and the ongoing build of the new Dreadnought boats are well understood, the UK government has been engaged in secretive work to develop a new type of nuclear warhead that will form the centerpiece of the country's nuclear deterrent. Each of the Vanguard-class SSBNs can each carry up to 16 Trident 2D5 ballistic missiles, which contain up to 8 multiple independent targetable re-entry vehicles, or MIRVs, housing MQ-4A Holbrook nuclear warheads, with a yield of up to 100 kilotons. The new Dreadnought class will be able to accommodate 12 Trident 2D5 missiles. The nuclear weapon dropped on Nagasaki, Japan, during World War II had a reported yield of 25 kilotons. The UK maintains its nuclear warheads at the Atomic Weapons Establishment, AWE, Aldermaston in Burghfield in Berkshire, west of London, with the sites in 2020 announcing that they would be brought back into UK government control from a consortium led by US defense prime Lockheed Martin. In 2021, the UK announced that it would increase the number of nuclear warheads in stock from around 225 currently to about 260. The UK's current warheads are claimed to be of a UK design, but thought to be derived from the US origin W-76 weapon. The new UK warhead will be designed, developed, and manufactured in the UK and housed in the US MiG-7 aeroshell, which will house the planned W-93 warhead. The Mk-7 aeroshell will be procured from the US along with some other non-nuclear components under existing nuclear treaty arrangements, stated a 2023 UK parliamentary report. Although relatively little is known about the potential costs of creating a new nuclear warhead, it is thought that the UK could spend up to £4 billion on the program. In February 2024, it was revealed that the UK tests of the Trident 2D5 ballistic missile weapon system off the US East Coast had suffered a second successive failure, raising questions about the viability of the UK's nuclear deterrent. Thanks for watching. While you are still here, click on the link on your screen to check out another of our videos. See you there.